either.
Okay, here we are with Bernard J. Edwards and Penelope Brum, my wife.
By the way, it's his birthday.
And it's his 71st birthday.
Yay for
October 23rd.
October 3rd.
October, it's my mother's birthday. October 3rd, he knows his own birthday.
Good.
You just passed the IQ test.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're going to take us through some of your collection of clocks and watch advertising. All right. Now, what's the Lady of Columbia all about?
This is a very, very young Hans clock because it was made in Germany during the First World War and very few of them were shipped. It's a 1914 clock.
Wow.
And it's an American clock with a German movement, so that's why it's so rare. It was produced during the war. This one is a Feikinger double dial calendar. It's got the time strike, 8 days, and then it's got the calendar down on the bottom. And on the very bottom, down in this little cubby hole, you have the days of the week.
Wow.
So it changes every day.
Is it pretty accurate?
Very accurate.
Cool.
Yeah. Now this is a Tempe Solar.
Right.
And the Earth revolves around Saratoga Springs, New York. That's where the clock was made, and everything's calibrated for Saratoga Springs. And they made 600 of these, and this one is number 237.
Wow.
What does that say on the top, above the Earth?
That's the day. That's the quarter hours. As that goes around, it keeps time.
Oh.
The hours and quarters up here, and the minutes and the seconds on this big around here. The minutes and the seconds. There was only 600 of those clocks ever made.
Wow.
Very few still in existence.
Unbelievable.
This is a J.C. Brown acorn clock, which is very unusual because of the shape. These are all one pieces of wood bent to this shape, and if the movement is what they call a double fusee, all made out of wood. This has been all restored, and these are wooden, and the springs go to the top springs, to the bottom springs on cones, and that keeps even pressure at all time.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
And that's the residence of the clock owner painted on there?
That's
I'm full of good
Brown.
ideas,
Oh,
Mom.
that's the, okay.
J.C. Brown, a famous American.
That's a good idea.
I know. That's why I had it.
It's the clockumentary.
This clock here is
That's a good title.
one your mother found out
What?
in southern Illinois. That's called an Ithaca library model,
I like that.
and it's got the time and strike on the top, and it's got the full calendar, moon phase, days of the week, and days of the month, and they all
That's
rotate.
a sweet clock. I like
They all jump. This clock here is what they call a shelf acorn. It's a smaller model of this model by J.C. Brown, and again, it's the shape that's a truly American clock.
Wow.
And if you open it here, if we wanted to open it, and this one is without this is just the regular early movement. J.C. Brown. This one has the fusees. This one is the plain 8-day. And you can tell an 8-day because of the width of the holes. The width of the holes. If the holes were up here and close together, it'd be 30-hour. When they're real wide like this, they're 8-day.
The man knows his clocks.
This one here is a Ansonia American clock.
Is that the Lady of
It's a
Columbia?
large swinger,
She's
and
a
they go
swinger?
like that.
Isn't that the Lady of Columbia, though, you said?
No, not only that's
Oh,
a huntress.
Cool.
Huntress. I always
That's
thought
an
growing up that was the Lady of Columbia.
But she's a
Now,
swinger.
let me ask you this. How many years of actual clock purchasing is up on this wall? I mean, did you buy these clocks in the 60s,
Oh, it
70s?
started in the 60s. Early 60s.
Okay. All right, now let's take us over here on this wall. Now, this is a clock and watch advertising, right?
Advertising, and these are from famous companies. Of course, Elgin from Elgin, Illinois. Fahey's is a famous watch case company.
Okay,
Crescent.
here's the Elgin.
Crescent is a famous
It's a
watch case company.
Who's
Here's-
that handsome guy in that picture right there?
That's a Right, a portrait you had made in Russia.
Russia.
No, this one was made in Estonia.
Oh, in Estonia.
And I had several pictures drawn,
Lincoln.
and I told the guy I didn't really want a picture anymore, but he says, well, you'll like this one. And I says, okay, well, go ahead and do it. And I says, why will I like it? He says, because your wife will like it because I made you look like Paul Newman.
He does.
Yeah, so he did.
This comes with complimentary salad dressing with that picture.
This is the man with the oil can.
I love it.
Right here, the Illinois Watch Company. And this is
Honest Abe.
This is Abraham Lincoln, but in the bottom corner there's a circle that says
Oh, right.
the Illinois Watch Company.
Right, there's a
Oh.
And it
stamp.
was put out, it's a chromolithograph, and it was put out by the Abraham Lincoln Springfield Watch Company.
Okay, moving along.
Duberhampton.
Is that Hampton from Chicago?
Duberhampton.
Duberhampton from Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
There's a couple of his awards.
The awards Fellowship and a Star Fellowship.
Star Fellow National Clock Club, which he was president of.
And this award down here is Charter Member #1 of the Watch Collectors.
Oh, okay, right. I remember that.
Number one. And then we have the watch sign here, and these are all parts of a watch taken apart and
Ready to go.
ready to display in the shop, so you can
Cool.
see the dial and the movement and everything all taken apart.
Got it.
Cool.
This
Rockford.
is a Rockford with the times of around the world. They call it Rockford Around the World.
Now what?
Time.
Ballpark. How old is that?
That one would be about 1888.
What's that worth?
Oh, that's probably around 1,500 to 2,000.
Okay,
And
that's a nice
What
price.
is it painted? Is it on metal?
It's lithograph on metal.
Oh.
All right, let's go back. Let's do a little purchasing. All right, what are you talking about here? What do we got on this shelf that I've had on since I was 5 years old? Have been on this shelf.
Well, you've got about this clock here, maybe about 1,800 to 2,000. This clock here, 2,500 to 3,000.
Okay, that's a good hand of poker.
This clock here, anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000.
That's a classic.
This one, 8,000 to 10,000.
Okay, that's a big dog.
This one, 1,500 to 2,000. And this one, 3,000 to 5,000. And this one, about 2,500 to 3,000.
All right, so that's a nice
Oh,
little
how cute.
display of clocks and some of the current prices in clock collecting.
Right.
All right, so we're back here. We're working our way down.
Do you have enough light?
Yeah, I got plenty of it. So we have a whole another row of advertising.
Yeah, you have your Philadelphia Watch Case Company, which
Okay, I
is
remember
very
when you
rare.
I remember when you bought that.
Keystone Watch Case Company with their 4 brands, the Keystone, Crescent, Boss, and Crown,
Right.
all owned by the Keystone Watch Company.
That's been up there for 30 years.
This is the dollar watch sign. This is Ingersoll
Right.
Crown 5-shilling watch. This was the dollar watch made in England.
Mm.
Nice.
This clock here is a plate clock from the Pan-Pacific World's Fair of 1915.
Cool.
Cool. I had no idea that was World's Fair.
World's Fair.
Fantastic.
This is very rare. Now,
Okay.
this is the original frame, original sign for the Springfield Watch Company, and that's priceless.
What does priceless mean? That means
Oh,
museum
probably-
quality?
Museum quality, 3,000 to 5,000.
Wow, for a piece of for an advertising relic.
Yeah.
Is that hand painted or is that tin? What's the
That's
material?
tin. That's
I thought that was tin.
That's lithographed on tin.
Now, a year after Hurricane Katrina, here's my father's Citizen of New Orleans, right?
Right.
Honorary Citizen of New Orleans, where you were president of the clock club. Right.
No, I don't have any.
Okay, here's a
right
clock
now,
that
but I'm
you
starting
don't know
to
anything
buy.
about.
And the next round, give me a
This
call.
is what they call a hanging kitchen clock.
Hanging kitchen clock.
And the
Not
reason,
hanging in the kitchen.
no, but the reason that I prize this so highly is it's a clock from turn of the century, and I found it new in the box,
Wow.
Where?
never used.
Now-
Where did you find it?
I found it in an attic of a house.
Wow. So
In the
that was
original
free.
box.
And where is it from?
It's from the east.
Oh,
So that's
pretty.
free, and what would you fetch now for a free clock you got many years
Oh,
ago?
no, something like this is
Did you get the wine
500 to
glass?
700.
So that's just a regular old clock.
Yeah.
And this is your Mayflower Award?
Yeah, that's given to the outstanding horologist of the year.
And that was
And,
you?
I think that was about somewhere in the 70s. I
Oh,
got
that was up there forever. and then Excelsior
I
watches,
can't read the data.
and then Kentucky Colonel.
I'm a Kentucky Colonel, and I'm a Tennessee volunteer.
And he has his own plot of land at the Jack Daniels Brewery. And that's a true story. Hamilton Watch, there's 2 Hamilton Watch, top and bottom.
And this is honorary key to the city of Jackson, Mississippi.
All right, coming around.
Nice.
Jackson, Mississippi, not getting a good shot of that.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question, because I've been dying to ask you this question for many years. What is the deal with this library? Is this Tappan Gregory? How did you get it? Where did you get it? What was the tip-off? And how lucky do you have to get in a collector's life to get something of this incredible quality in you know, first editions, and what was the story behind that? Because these are some very rare books, right?
Yes, I bought 1,000 first edition and rare books from Tappan Gregory, who was president of the American Bar Association,
Right.
and was a major person in the Nuremberg War Trials Tribunal.
Okay, that's an interesting connection.
And his father was the president of the American Bar Association. One of his heirs was a partner of Abraham Lincoln. And going all the way back to Arthur Tappan, who was his great-great, he was a neighbor of George Washington.
Wow. Now, okay, so you got this in, like, in the 70s, right? That wasn't it.
1978.
1978. I remember you were trekking these in.